Be aware of that. You see that we are trying to understand why we think and speak ill of others. You know what happens when the mind in negative and positive thought process does mind labels likes and dislikes without knowing and thinking? And John has already answered. In 30 years of marriage, she came to know that Sophie likes blue. Ah, very good. How intellect removes impulsive behavior of the mind. Does our mind or intellect are subtle and inner instruments, and how the knowledge is attained, blah, blah, blah. So basically, the topic is that why mind suffers because of the world of people, time, events, and things. That includes relations, etc., etc. So the first thing is entry. Second thing is impressions. And third is the interpretation. Three words, you already know the meaning. So you knock the door and I open the door. You knock the door, it's a very good topic. I was thinking, are you there? So, so where is our and I going? I don't know. But let us see if Anne is there now. So, what I told the three words, remember this and live with these three words with reference to the mind. The mind will change this week. If it changes, send me $1,000 each. I know you will say it has not changed. So then you will continue to suffer. Enjoy suffering. Come on, come back. Entry, impression, interpretation. So you knock the door. I open my house main door. You enter. The eyes, all the mind gathers the impression of the house, the articles, and the things. Then it gives an interpretation. Even if you don't like, you say it's a beautiful house. Why you don't like? Because you like a blue color and you don't see any blue color. Ah, you take it casually, it's okay. Sophie told me she likes blue color, and then Sophie told me that she likes platinum. So if you don't have anything that looks like platinum, okay. No, but externally you say it's a beautiful house. For the sake of social, huh? I'm not talking of my house. I'm talking of our mind. Without any object making an entry into the mind, you cannot have any thought. Replace the house with a thought. Clear? So now that object is a handsome guy like John, but that guy is wearing blue clothes. I don't know, take an example of a lady. She is wearing a blue clothes, one. She has platinum jewelries, and Sophie looks at him or her. And you are attending my session. So now Sophie's mind will go with the blue color, with the platinum. Her mind keeps on thinking about him or her. Her attention is taken away, grabbed by what I like. What I like has an impression in my mind already stored. Do you understand what I'm saying? Entry. First, an object or a person or a thing should enter into my mind. Second is the impression. What are those impressions? I have accumulated millions of impressions. I like this, I don't like this. And long list. That is always present in the mind, but it has yet to manifest. So it manifests because of the entry. Did you understand? Because of the entry of an object or a person. Did you understand, John? You're out. Why did you not understand? So simple. I gave a simile that you knock the door and I open, you enter. That is the entry point. Second is that then your mind perceives my house inside. Third, then it gives an interpretation based on that impression. Are you clear? Same thing happens to the mind. You look at me. So, first entry point. Then you have an impression weird guys are not good. That impression is stored long ago. So, it triggers that impression. So, then you have a thought. So, the same example I said. I asked Sophie before the beginning of a session what color you like, blue color, what what jewelry you like, platinum jewelry. Then I asked that what you like on the face of the John, and she has been diplomatic, everything. So okay, very good, you like. So you did understand this point. What is important to understand? Entry. Mind receives an object or a person or a thing. That is entry. Clear, John? Second is the impression that I have already stored in my mind, which is not visible, but that manifests by expressing the thought. John is wearing blue T-shirt. That is why he is a wonderful husband. Okay. Don't give me any impression. Keep smiling. Yeah. So yeah, you see that interpretation. Now the impression that is stored in your mind takes over your mind, and your mind keeps on thinking what you like. At the same time, you are attending my session, so you don't receive anything. Did you get it? This happens from moment to moment. It had already happened the moment you started looking and listening to me. No, no, there is no thought. No, it is happening subconsciously. It is happening habitually. Why you are opening our mind, I have had a lot of secret in my mind. So you see the cause of the distraction is the impression that is already present in your mind. It simply manifested at that particular moment. Jan is wearing green in oh, it's okay. And blue color, yes, very good. Your attention goes there. When the impression takes over, the thoughts thoughts started moving in the mind, you are already gone. The mind is working on you. Did you understand? I've been using the word mind is working on you, or you are working. You forget why you have come. No, replace an example, especially the ladies have a special affinity with other ladies. So if other ladies enters into my session wearing a blue clothes, having lot of platinum jewelry, Sophie's mind will be focused. It happens automatically. It has already created likes and likes. It is already, mind is already enjoying a pleasure. And after the session, then Sophie meets that lady. How wonderful you are. You look so beautiful. Not because of she is beautiful, but because of the impressions that I already have, I manifested. That is how the journey of the likes and dislikes continues in the world. And dislikes, that is why we speak ill of others. That is why we speak good of others. There is no other reason. We don't live wisely. We don't appreciate anyone with wisdom. Did you get it? So one day, that is the reason. One day we like the person, the other day we hate the person, same person. That's why at the time of before the marriage, we are soulmate. After a few weeks and a month, we become soulmate. Don't tell me, check after the session. So when we understand this mind, entry, do you remember? Entry, impression, flash of impressions, and then interpretation. That interpretation is instinctive, impulsive, habitual. Cause of our worries and the suffering. That is why our master says we have to live wisely, we have to understand, we have to question the mind from where the likes and dislikes comes. Can you give me only one reason why you like blue color? There is no reason. Reason cannot be given. Why we like something. That is why our master says that we have to get rid of these likes and dislikes caused by a non thinking and replaced by an intellect. Come on, you are my honey. We got married. I will follow you. Let me know. You guide me what is right and good. You will remain a soulmate. Do you see that? But question is, do you dare to say that? We dare to say a lot of nasty things. We dare to say what is right and good. Say no. It's a fact. And it's a bone of contention. That's why we suffer. Are you getting it? Did you really understand it? The soulmate will remain a soulmate if I allow the intellect to work in my relationship instead of the mind that works with the likes and dislikes. Before the marriage, you promised so many things, and after the you changed after the marriage. So your honey is also changed. Why don't you accept this? Now that's a different thing. I changed, that is different. But why you changed? My mind is the cause of the suffering. Did you understand this? I can tell you whether your soulmate likes you or not, but if you follow this wisdom, where is the problem? Come on. Likes and dislikes comes and go. Let me know what I should do. So you should see what is right and good. You do what is right and good. That is good for you. That is good for your soulmate. So in your head, soulmate remains soulmate. It never becomes soulmate. Are you getting it? It is not pertaining to husband, wife. It pertains to the father and the son, father and the daughter, in any relationship, with any object, with anything in the world. Happiness is there is no problem. I ask you a question, do you dare to do that? Because of subtle ego, based on my strong likes and dislikes, I don't do it. I do otherwise. One lady here in Chandler, she has been with me for the last almost now 2 years. So she divorced before she met me. She has a couple of well-grown, mature kids, almost 30, 35 years. So she told me, my teacher, why I didn't meet you 10 years ago. I realized why I divorced. I realized why I created a conflict. I realized why my soulmate became a soulmate. So our master says, once you understand, do you remember EII, entry, impression, interpretation? So I'm not talking so that you simply listen and forget after the session. You apply after the session. And who applies is a wiser, is a daring person. And who simply sleeps with these principles is not going to change. I don't want to change. You don't know how much pressure I lived in for so many years. That's another problem. That is ego. Does mind labels likes and dislikes, hate and love without knowing? Answer is yes. We claim we know it, but it labels likes and dislikes without knowing. I gave an example. Why you like a blue color? There is no reason. Why you like a red color? You give 5 reasons, I give you 10 reasons why you should not like blue color. There is no reason. Illogical. So it's not pertaining to the blue color, it pertains to every object, everything in our daily life. And it keeps on accumulating these impressions, it makes our life crazy. I'm very happy living my crazy life. So you live it. So who says that? Or you change. No, it has not been. No, it has been so. It has been 20 years, so now I cannot change. That is another problem that we create in our mind, that I cannot change. We are human beings, we can change any time. I'm not teaching anything. All teaching comes from our master's teaching. So then question comes how intellect removes impulsive and instinctive mind by knowledge. Knowledge of anything cannot change. Do you see that? There was a hue and cry a couple of years back. Huh? There is alternative fact. There cannot be an alternative fact. Fact is fact. Knowledge is knowledge. Now I'm not going into politics. I just using the phrase to make you understand. Knowledge is knowledge. Meat is meat. That is knowledge. Meat cannot be John. Cannot be Sufi. See that? But mind plays the tricks with us. We never realize, and then we suffer. We were talking, I gave you another good example that we discussed. So there is a couple who are not living together, not divorced, but they celebrate each one's birthday with all the fun and fair. Did you understand what I'm saying? Couple married, not living together, living in different rooms due to compulsion. Otherwise, they will be in a problem, financial problem. So, do you see a love and hate relationship? 50% they love each other, the next 50% they hate each other. So, some people divorce and some people continue to live due to a lot of compulsion. I'm not telling you the names. We are not using the intellect. We are not living wisely. We we are carried away by the mind. This is known as working on the mind. The mind is working on. There is no other problem. We don't want to understand, so because we are more intelligent, that's why we are suffering. That's why we continue to suffer. Intellect wants to seeks the knowledge as it is. The mind distorts that knowledge because of the impressions already present in my mind since our childhood. Until we clear this mind, purify this mind will continue to create conflict, confusion, delusion, and ultimately suffering, anger, agitation. That is the reason we are angry. Because because the impression that is already stored in my mind being expressed by non-thinking manifests in anger and hesitation, duality and a conflict. Did you understand? I spoke a long sentence. But it's English, so that you the native language is English. Mine is not. Do you see that? This is known as paralysis of intellect. Intellect is paralyzed by the mind with the impression already stored, whether it's a blue color, red color, etc., etc. That no, it's one example. A lot of impression, millions of impressions are already there. Intellect is paralyzed. The moment intellect is paralyzed, we have delusion, we have emotional dependence, the mind constantly dictates. Then you find those people who have the same thinking. They become your good friends. They talk your language. You create more impression, then more conflict, more fighting, more reaction. This is the way we are living our life. What a good life we are living, you see that? Ah, did you get it? That is the reason every time mind is seeking pleasure and happiness in the world outside, but in return, we get a pain and the suffering and the duality. It is my mistake. You get it, very good. You don't get it, that is also very good. That's the way the life is. That is the way the life is. Do you see that? That is the reason we discovered why we suffer because of why we suffer. Yes, you can make it the question why we suffer because of the world of people, because of the mind, because of the mind creates impressions about the world of people based on. Don't be so serious. We are awakened people, so enjoy that. Do you see? We will cover a couple of more points next week. So let us start over. Eyes are closed, body is steady. Otherwise, you will say, you don't like me talking and talking, not giving you the practice. So eyes are closed. Adjust and align your body. And mind is, you see, I always say be comfortable. How you become comfortable? Through the mind. How the mind works with awareness. See every bit of it, what we discussed. The mind says, I like sleeping. No, you have not to sleep. You have to maintain your awareness during the practice of meditation. And it is always good to be comfortable. Moving the mind on the neck joint. So it means awareness, then feeling, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. The mind moves on the shoulder joints, being there, feeling, sensation, comfort, and steadiness. Mind looks at all the joints. Now you see that because of that impression, the thought enters into the mind because of those impressions and it prevents you to be comfortable. And then you say, I had a lot of thoughts today. Understand this. Deeper and clear understanding will take you higher. So the mind moves to all the joints of the body. You have a feeling, You experience sensation, comfort, and steadiness. So, what I said, mind is now an experiencer of sensation, comfort, and steadiness. That prevents the mind to be attracted to those impressions which causes likes and dislikes. What we understand, what we discuss, I deliver in a practice. But if you do not contemplate, if you do not practice every day, then nothing happens. And mind says you heard only one time, but let us go back and live in the same way, the way you live. You don't dare. You don't get the inner power, my friends. So, well, be carefree is the same thing at a subtler level. Being comfortable is at the physical level, and being carefree is at the mental level of the thoughts and feeling and sensations. You simply declare to the mind all your feeling, thoughts, images. For some time, I don't care whether you bring them, you make the entry, or you do not enter. Whether the fire department with a big horn enters, I don't care. You are carefree. I gave an example of being carefree. You are standing across a road, you are carefree, but watching the traffic. That traffic is a mental traffic. And that is also known as you step back. You are a knower. Thoughts are coming and going. See that simple. Simpler the practice, higher it is. Very good. So we have to hammer this mind at least to raise its level of awareness to treat, to help the mind to go within. And that is why we do the short and the quick breathing. Start breathing short and quick breath, steadiness of the body, and also drop Om Shanti in the cave of your heart. You are dropping Om Shanti gently. Om Shanti, Om Shanti mentally. But you are doing quick and short breathing. So if I say you are confusing the brain, from there these past impression return. The moment you confuse the brain is not going to return to the past impression. So we have three pointed approach. Body is steady, quick and short breathing, and Om Shanti is very calm, gentle. Now stop this breathing. Just experience the change. It may be freshness, sensation of tingling, maybe a numbness in the entire body, in and around the head. Simply accept it. Become aware of that experience. A sensation is there, kind of rest and relaxation is there, and a sense of stillness is there. It's okay. Let it be. Okay. So you understand only also one thing during the practice of any meditation given to you by any teacher, when you find a kind of relaxation and the restfulness, it simply means the mind is moving within. Don't start giving interpretation, physiological, biochemical relaxation. That's another subject matter. Because if you keep these principles in your mind intact, it will help change your mind. Last time, we'll repeat that practice. Now, in the state of steadiness of the body, look at the breath going in and out. And every time the breath goes in, make the breath a little longer, deeper, silent. And every time the breath returns, empty the lungs completely so that the exhalation is also deep, silent, and slow. Inhalation is deep, silent, and slow. So, in order to recognize a cognition, it's all a cognitive ability. So, when you inhale, you feel the sensation in the valley. The first air goes into the valley, it continues, it expands your ribs, inhalation is complete. When you exhale first, the belly drops down or inside, and the rib cage also. You feel it. Why I'm stressing on feeling? So that your mind will not run after the impressions we have already accumulated for years. Now, as you inhale, let the mind sing Om Shanti mentally. When you exhale, Om Shanti. Om Shanti. It should resonate. Om Shanti. How it will resonate? When you are singing Om, you are inspired. You inspire your mind to go very deep inside the cave of your heart. Why? Om is the real self. And Shanti is the peace. You may start feeling more tingling sensation in the entire body if you are inspired. What does it mean? If you have inspired your mind. how mind allowed the entry of Om Shanti but blocked all the impressions. Om Shanti. We have understood another point of knowledge here. Mind is inspired to say Om. Why? It is real self. Label. So what happens? Mind says Om like a singer. Without knowledge, it brings the past impression. So, conflict. Shanti. At a very subtler level, you are extremely aware, extraordinary aware. What a beautiful way you all are. And now leave the deep silence, slow breath, leave the Om Shanti. Do nothing, just check the head and the neck and experience sensation, relaxation, and stillness. Look inside the head, become aware of the space and the sensation. In that sensation, you will recognize the state of calmness. And that very space, if you see the space that stretches to infinity, that is the experience of quietness. So when we have that state, from that state, you look at the breath that is going in and out, no change. And when our level of awareness goes up, with every breath goes in and out, we feel sensation inside the nose also. So the three-pointed awareness. Breath going in and out. No change. Very good. And feeling the sensation. And do nothing. Even doing nothing, your awareness remains on the breath because your mind is living within. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Bring your mind on the right hand, your mind on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes, open the eyes inside. Know your experience. Bring the hands down. We'll share our experiences. How are you, Charlie?
Hello. Um, Good. I felt like mm, a little bit like, I don't know if you're familiar with the book Alice in Wonderland when she got really big and really small and everything kept changing. I felt like I slipped outside my body. That's how I felt.
Yes, yes, that is a kind of self absorption. That's quite a deeper state of meditation. Do you recognize that your voice has also become softer and gentler while speaking?
Yeah.
So there are a lot of indications that happens. That's really good. How are you, John?
I'm good, Girish. Pretty peaceful and carefree, so it was all fine.
Very good. Carefree and fine. Remain carefree and fine all the time. In spite or despite. Complete the
despite,
sentence yourself.
despite Sophie wanting me to wear the color blue.
Now, that's you. You have completed the sentence, not me. So how are you, Sophie?
I feel very good. I but I didn't I missed the first part of the meditation with the fast breathing, but um but it's okay.
But where you were at that time?
I didn't even hear your voice.
Oh, the mind
Yes.
was, yeah, deeply absorbed
Yeah.
or
I didn't
engaged,
hear I didn't hear the instructions. It was blocked.
blocked.
Yeah.
Yeah, better. You feel good.
Yeah.
How are you?
And I feel very peaceful right
Very,
from the beginning.
very
So
good.
nothing bothered me.
Nothing bothers you. That is beautiful.
Yeah.
That is definitely another deeper state of the mind. She is perhaps meat is absorbed. So one couple here, so the wife used to attend my sessions for a couple of months, long back in 2017. So as usual, I used to say that any one of the couple is wiser, they can change their life. So then she told me about herself and about her husband. And she told me that now she dares to talk to her husband to, so that we both can come to you. So it clicked. They did it for about almost, I think, year and a half. They became soulmate again. One thing. And they continued contributing to a couple of my sessions, asking their friends to attend my group session. So you reach to that level of humility. No, they can afford. So they did it. How are you made? You are the first to share our experiences.
I feel
Uh,
very I feel very quiet
Very quiet.
and very peaceful.
Very good. You see that I told you, I'm telling you, you have to contemplate and reflect and listen to it again and again when the knowledge is settled inside. The practice becomes a play. The intellect, knowledge is settled in the intellect that passes that awareness to the mind and followed by the practice. No worries. Today we only have to share experience of the meet, none else. Thank you. That is all for today. Sometime I need to tell a lie, so it's okay.